Hello everybody and welcome back to the Last Ditch podcast. We are joined by another brilliant guest today, England amputees international goalkeeper Thomas Atkinson. Thomas, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very, very much. Great pleasure seeing you, lads.
So we're going to start the show the same way we do every time there's a guest on. And I'm hoping there'll be a bit more interesting answer from you being a goalkeeper. Who is, in your opinion, the greatest footballer of all time?
I'll do two. The greatest in my eyes, I'm not going to say the boring answer, I'm not going to say your Messi's. Right. I'm going Ronaldo, mate, personally.
Oh, okay.
I like the aura, man, I like the aura. There's just something about it, and you can't argue what Messi's achieved in that, but it's Ronaldo for me. Growing up as a kid, Ronaldo was my guy. Only Messi's really stapled himself as winning the World Cup and stuff like that, but I'm still going to go Messi. But keeper-wise, I don't know, my favourite's Pickford, because Northern lad, boys, quite cocky, it's my style. But in my eyes, Neuer's done the most for the sport. He's changed the way the goalkeepers play, and everyone models their game now of how Neuer done. So in my eyes, he's the best to do it.
He's like the original kind of sweeper keeper, wasn't he?
Exactly that. He created this new role of a sweeper keeper and a keeper demanding the ball at his feet. So I think that's what the best in the world does.
Was he who you watched growing up? Was he your kind of inspiration, I suppose?
I'd probably say so, yeah. I quite enjoy the ball being at my feet, and I'm very comfortable on the football. I back myself on field as well. Yeah. But as a keeper, watching his highlights, watching his flicks, and a man rushing at him, but he's not bothered. He'll just do a step over and that.
Very calm and collected.
I love that. I'm all here for it. So I think his style is what I've modelled myself on.
Yeah, of course.
I was used to think that Neuer was just you look at him and you think it's there's certain players in certain areas you think he's just not got a chance of getting past that. I always feel Kyle Walker. I feel if I was up against him, I think there's just no chance. Yeah. As a player, when you look at him, he's fast. He's up for a fight, and Neuer's just when he comes out, it's just some of the saves he just goes like that, and it just smashed off his hand, and his arm just doesn't even move, and you think it's Buffon. I think Buffon was also good for shot stopping as well. I think, but Neuer was
top for me, best in the world.
Yeah.
Well, he was for quite a while, and then he dropped up. I mean, if you look at him recently, he's still flying.
Exactly.
Would you say that's the greatest ever goalkeeper then?
For me, in my area, you could talk about Lev Yashin's, but I mean, even my granddad didn't watch him. So
it's hard to judge, isn't it?
For me, it's Neuer. Even the longevity across him, the guy's been at the top of the game for however many years, and he's still at it now. So in my eyes, it's the best in the world, best ever.
Yeah, fair enough. Very just with the radio on, that's all right. I just don't want to pick up.
I shouldn't do, but just to be safe, I suppose.
I can hear it, to be fair, so I'm surprised.
Right. There you go, I just thought I'd say it to Adam before, then you can cut that just to squeak your ass off when he gets on the chair.
You did say something interesting. You said that you fancied yourself outfield. I was trying to do a bit of research for kind of get a better idea of you. And John Coleman wrote an article on you. And there was some stuff of you there about playing outfield when you were young. So did you start as an outfield player?
I started as outfield, and me I've worked myself backwards. I always say if you're not good up top, you move backwards and backwards and backwards. And I played grassroots, I played Carlisle City, I played North Bank, and then I started as a striker, at a point, right, because obviously when I was 7, cause I started grassroots as soon as I can, 6, 7 year old, and I had first set donor, and I had power before anyone else had developed power, so I could just put the ball on my left foot, and I was an absolute god, I was a cheat code, everyone else is still learning the fundamentals of kicking a football, but I don't have to worry. I've just got a golf club over my left foot, as in it's literally metal at the end of the day, so I could just kick a ball really hard. So I was playing striker, then the game started getting a bit technical, so I went to midfield, went on the wing, and then I started getting involved with England quite a young age, and then obviously I started being a goalkeeper, so I started filling in net when I needed to, but I still I still back myself as an outfielder. In session, I think every goalkeeper doesn't want to be in net, and we're in there all the time. It's your job at the end of the day. Yeah. So you're always regimenting to gets a bit boring after a while. So you want to spice up a little bit. There's nothing better for me when an attacker's closed me down. I just took a skill out of him because he's not expecting that from me, and the crowd doesn't expect it either. So I love that side of it. So if I could, I would.
You're going to be on the reserves if we're going by that thing.
I was going to say
if
you're working at back,
he's going to turn up to the charity match.
I'm in the under 18s, mate.
I wouldn't put you in them. In the under 8s.
But I was going to ask a question now, but you just
your life. It just put you on live.
You said obviously you said you started with England fairly young. How old were you when did you first kind of work with England?
I got introduced to the junior program when I was 9 year old, which is super early because if you think about the actual FA's England team, they don't even start recruiting to under 14 sort of range, I think, which is obviously a massively higher than what I was. So I was under 9s and working with like, my dad just said, "Oh, you've been like referred to like the England programme." I was like, in my eyes, I was just enjoying football. I was just playing ball, and then in my eyes, it wasn't. I was going to represent England or whatever. It was just a long drive for me. At that sort of age. But then I went down to a place in Lancashire, and I enjoyed it from there. And then for me at that point, it wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna go play for England. I'm gonna go like achieve this, achieve that." It was just playing football because you enjoy it, and then at the end of the day, that's what your aim is, no matter what point in your career is. So I just worked for the age groups, and then went from under 9s to 16s to under 21s to national team, and I'm here now, aren't I? So
you made the journey, I suppose.
And the top thing is going on our podcast.
I just missed out.
He's done Mark Howard's podcast, don't I? He's here now. I mean, we've got all sorts here. I suppose you, as you grew into the game, you started going to playing for different clubs. The ones that I found notable were like Portsmouth, Newcastle, that kind of stuff. What was that like, going to those systems?
Yeah, obviously you get like a different change than like which club you go to or which managers you play under, like players you play under. And I feel like all have been like massively important in my development. Like Newcastle, like I made my debut there when I was like 14, and like playing senior football. Like I was a guy in the 21s team, and I hadn't played senior football. And then like Newcastle gives me my chance, and obviously it's like one of my closer like Premier League teams. So it's like the great opportunity to like train with like men's football, because it's a big difference between like no matter what your standard of like junior football is, and playing men's football is a big difference. So they gave me my first chance, and that was invaluable for me to my development. That gave me the chance to like show to my senior coaches that I can play men's football. No matter my age, I'm clearly good enough. That's what was in my head anyway.
I suppose
and then from Portsmouth were like one of the best teams in amateur football, and still are. And they gave me my chance to play like the top like Champions Leagues and your FA Cup final, etc. And I've been really successful there. So life's been really good at Portsmouth, and honestly I can't fault my journey at the moment. I haven't yet made a bad move.
Well, your most recent move I think was to Legged Challen in Poland. It's a big change, I suppose, going from playing over there. What was that like?
It definitely is, to be honest. New language, new like country, new everything, to be honest. But I thought like the opportunity came around after the Nations League. We won the Nations League. It was in Warsaw. So like Legia Warsaw fans were there. Legia Warsaw like representatives were there. Players were there. And it came off the back of that, and I had the opportunity to go play over there. And I mean, like, I'm at a point in like my life where I can do them sort of things. I don't have like kids to worry about. I don't have like your wife to worry about. So I thought this is my best chance for like I don't have any like major commitments at home. So I thought like my best idea was to do it. At any point in my career I could do it, it'd be now. So I thought, you know what, I might as well just have a go. If it goes wrong, my contract was only like 18 months.
We still give it a try though, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought I'd just give it a good go, and I mean, I'm really enjoying life over there. Language is really, really, really hard. But apart from that, we're flying.
What are the crowds like over there? What's the culture like in that sense?
It's crazy, man. Like Poland's so, like in regards to like the fans and like the exposure from football over there, it's crazy. Like we played a team called Slask Wrocław at 12 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday, and like as soon as kickoff, like I looked to my right and it's like all pyros and like everything's going off. Like,
in the amateurs, pyros, all that.
There were pyros, and like I wasn't expecting it. Like I looked to my right and there was like loads of like pyros, and then you got crowds, and it was just a new experience for me. That was my first game of this season playing there. And I'm just looking around like, this is surreal. Like,
sure it wasn't just like a firework display.
No,
in the next field.
It's no good. Well, for me. It was definitely fireworks and that, but yeah, no, the whole experience is class. Like, it's a big difference between like English amateur football, like Poland. Like, it's a big deal. Like even like the Puskás Award and that.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's
was that scored in Poland? That the one that Puskás Award.
Well, we played against that team quite recently, and Mashin Leski, like he scored the goal. We did beat them, by the way. Played with that. Like he's got a big ego with him. I'll say that. He's got a big head.
He beat the man with the Puskás Award. Right? That's the achievement.
I was buzzing with that. Like proper stuck it to him. To be fair, like he got like give me a good bit of chat. Like, I don't care if he can't understand me. I'm giving him it. But yeah, we won that game. I was pleased with that.
What's obviously with like being amputee is like such a difference, because a lot of people won't really understand the difference between when they watch like say Premier League football and obviously the difference in like people might say the quality, but just kind of explain to the viewers like maybe the difficulties you've had maybe growing up with it, maybe anything within football that you've had the difficulties.
Yeah, so I think I was like obviously like when your kids like potentially like disabled and stuff like that, like you potentially think, oh, I might get bullied and stuff like that. But I was one of the like lucky kids. I was in part of, like I had like the good friend groups, and I was involved with football from a young age, so like I was quite decent, so I wasn't going to get like picked on for that reason, stuff like that. So I was quite lucky in that regards. But obviously people are going to look at you and think like, you can't play, like fella, you're surely going to get picked last in a football match. You've got one arm, one leg. But like I was lucky enough that I was never actually experienced all that stuff, which I think a lot of people in my position probably would have at one point.
Yeah.
And then you start getting like to your older age groups, and I'm playing like open edge football, and then like I'm a one-handed goalkeeper. Like, what is that about? Like, people are gonna look at that like I'm just gonna fire the ball to his left hand side and like happy days for me.
Assume that it's like the weakness.
But then I was lucky enough that obviously I've got to a point where I can deal with that sort of stuff. And obviously people have got like I've had some worldly like chat to us, like people people are trying to get in my head by saying stuff, and like I've had some worldly things said, but I've probably heard it all now, so it doesn't really rattle us. But I just think it's great crack when someone's actually like, oh, just whack it to his left, or like the kid was like a gingerbread man bit out, and that's great crack, like honestly great crack. Like I love it, mate.
I suppose you feed off it to an extent, don't you?
Yeah, man, like
well done.
Sorry about
that.
You might just want to move back a bit so I can actually see him.
Oh, yeah. If you stop tipping water bottles, I'll move the chair back, do you know what I mean?
No, I just want to kind of look at him and not get on it. You looking at it.
Yeah. We're ready.
It's all on camera.
Alright, I thought you were cutting it.
No. Maybe we could some of it.
What question? I forgot.
I don't know.
No, it's just about like the difficulties growing up with like.
Oh yeah, like
or any pros and like how did you kind of grow into?
To be fair, like the amount of stuff I've dealt with, are like the fact that like I've heard it all, like my mates have given it, like I'm totally open about it. Like someone can make a joke and I'm not bothered. Like I'll make the joke myself. Like I'll say my number one fan, number one critic, so I can give it, I can take it. In that regard, so like when people are trying to like get in your head and like rattle you about it, like I'll just laugh. Like it's just hilarious to me. Like if someone's like comfortable enough to make the joke, I find it funny. And then if someone's like trying to say it like a bad tone, like fella, if you're trying to give it to me in a match, I know for a fan back you have one leg as well. So like, what's the point? You can't give it large if you're in my position as well. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you try to give me the lower language as well, like in Poland, someone's like trying to chat shit to as well. Can I say that?
Yeah. No,
I didn't know. Yeah, someone trying to give it large shit in a lower language, and I'm like, fella, I know you look angry as out, like speaking to us in a language I don't understand, so I'm just gonna start laughing. Like if you think I understand like fluent Polish, you are off your head.
When you're in goal, because obviously you look and think, oh well, obviously you're just gonna get legs in going to your left and that, and I didn't realise you had like only one leg as well.
Yeah.
Like how does that kind of work in? Like how do you use that into like work in your favour? Because obviously you'll see some footballers will say like maybe if they've got a weaker left foot they'll obviously power. You know, like say Anthony, I'm not comparing it, but he is one-footed so much that he's got that perfected. Yeah. Do you like perfect your stronger side, or are you like kind of just balancing it up?
I think it's got to a point where like if you like people like know who I am for like step on a pitch, like people like research like your analysis and like stuff like that. Yeah. So like they'll know like who I am, like, and they'll see that like I've got the award to stack it up. So like they can't really say like there's a weakness to my game, and that's maybe in big headers like. But like when it goes to my left, like I've been playing for like 15 years near enough. So I think it's got to a point where like if it goes to my left or right, it's the same either way. Yeah. Like an attacker's instantly gonna look like if someone doesn't know who I am and saying like, right, yeah, you've got a kid with one arm, you're just gonna fire it that side and it will go in. But it's got to a point where you've got to know that as well. So like I'm totally confident going this side, going that side, and like obviously I'm losing quite a lot of range. Like if you look at it like. Obviously, a normal guy expected to just reach across this way, and then I have to reach across this way, and I'm like, I'm losing all this length across my body, so like, you've really got to work on like your springiness and like your ability to get across the goal at good speed. So I think it's something you've got to adapt to your game with because it's not there to start with because you're like if I told you to go in net at the moment with one hand,
even without this mate, I think consistency, you know what I mean? Even with I'd go if I had a ball hit this, I mean, obviously it's like it's different to you, but I mean, it's just that's why even when we've been
how did you do that? Like?
Oh well,
because no one knows about this.
We actually haven't told the story on the podcast yet, right? So you may have noticed recently in the videos that I've been in this beautiful blue cast, and it's down to this man on me right here. We were playing footy, just like it was meant to just be like a light match on a Sunday morning, just kicking the ball, just try and keep fitness up, whatever. I've got the ball like near like the side of the pitch, and he just comes.
No, hang on. He went to get it off you.
But I'm not giving it.
I'm
not pinning it on him though.
I'm gonna fly over, get the ball, and I'm gonna give it some.
So he thinks he's gonna nip in after Adam's tackled me. So I went to shield the ball, and he's gone right into us. I've went over, obviously I've stuck my hand not to break my fall, and just all my body weight's just gone straight through it. I've heard a crack.
Spun around and gone like that.
I've heard a crack, and my hand's gone limp for a few seconds. I'm thinking, I've just broke my wrist here. Like, this is just, it's done now. I'm not playing in the charity match, not doing nothing.
I'm in tears laughing.
It came back after a few seconds, I was like, right, sound. But I turned to him and I go, Al says, yeah, no, something's not right there. Like, it's completely gone. Like, I think it was like the radius it was like fractured there. So I went to A&E to get it looked at. just to see if they could like figure it out, because I don't have a clue, you know. And they were like, he was like, yeah, it's a clean fracture right through the radius, and there's a bit of the ulna on that side. Yeah, there's like, at least you broke it clean.
It's a better clean break, isn't it? They say that, don't they? It's better to clean break.
And then there was a bit on this side, the ulna that had just like broken off, and that's just like floating about in there or something. So yeah, no, really nice of you to do that, Dan.
So Ollie basically broke his hand because he fell over.
Well, no, because you shook me over. If I fell over, I wouldn't have told the story because that'd be embarrassing.
I did feel bad after. Like I'd gone into 50-50 and he just went flying, and I thought.
And then he said
you won the 50-50.
Yeah, he said Legged Challen.
I wouldn't ref.
He said to us, he was like, "Oh, I could take you to an eighth," and he was like, "Yeah, alright." And then I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to finish the game though." So you just said you'd take it.
He was there, and Adam went. But sometimes you go with the ball, and they're like, we can't do anything about it.
Well, he was waffling because we were in it. I've been like an hour,
and he was like, "Fine." I'll back him because a lot of times I went in with my.
To be fair, I was surprised.
My fractured arm, and they just went, "Oh, it's not wrong." And then a week later, they're like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, you fractured."
I was very surprised. It was good as well, to be fair. But there you go. That story's out there. That's perfect. Now people know why this is happening.
You're an honorary member of the one hand gang.
Yeah, exactly. See,
you'll get a blue badge now. Get a blue badge.
Get it. Park wherever I want to be. Like that. God bless. Do I get like fast off to Disneyland and that as well?
Oh mate, top tier. That's
get in. Come on.
Just get a limp on, mate, and you're flying.
Well, I mean, this comes off on Tuesday, so I'll just go over the weekend and hope to get some time in there before it goes.
I'll just fake it, mate.
To be fair, I do.
It's just on here. I'm going to go to because I think it was mint when I.
I do. So I just caught when he said I faking.
When you Rorschach and ChrisMD, how?
Oh, how's that come about?
I came up on your socials and I was like. What? It was almost like one of them. You think, hang on a minute, what?
Yeah, no, it's good that. So like, I just got a message request off Chris. Just like sat my Instagram requests, and I mean, I don't know about you lot, but I'm not actively like looking in them. Right. So like, I just look in that like every once in so often. I see like a blue tick mark, and like that doesn't mean nowadays.
Yeah.
But like I click on it, it's Chris, and like it's a big like long message saying like who he was and like what he does, and I'm like, I know fine well who you are. Like I watched this guy growing up, like playing like.
Taking 10,000 shots.
Yeah, like I watched that like all the time. So like I saw it, and it was sat there for like a good while, like maybe like 2 weeks maybe, and I was like, oh shit, like this is mint, like this is mint. So I reached out to him, and it all went from there. And we filmed in London. It was meant to be me, Bazinga, George Clark, and ChrisMD. And then like obviously Rorschach came in and said George Clark. I was like,
I'll take that.
No offense to George Clark, but you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Like no, like I looked at him and I was like, I knew who George Clark was like through TikTok and that. But like like I've got two sidemen and ChrisMD, like that's exactly. Like I'd watched all these guys growing up. That was unreal for me. But like off the back of that, we've got loads of things like I probably can't speak for it, but we've got like I was literally. It's the 18th when we're filming this, correct? I was meant to be filming with Ginge on the 16th.
Really?
But like he's got a brand shoot, so we're looking to reschedule that.
Right, Angry Ginge.
Yeah, like, it's gonna be major. Like I've got like quite a few things coming up. Like,
we just need to go through him to get out.
I've got quite a few things coming up. We've got, I'll say it now. We've got I've got Call the Dragon next month. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. Like in my eyes, disabled versus disabled. So I think that's a great video. That's a great video.
Disabled versus disabled.
That's a great video in my eyes.
Can I join as well?
You're loving that, yeah. You're loving that.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. So that'll be a good video. To be fair, I've got quite a few things scheduled, and this summer's looking like quite lively, content wise. So. Sky's the limit, really. I like that side of things as well. Like I like being on the camera. I don't mind all that stuff. So we've got quite a few things coming up, and hopefully it's gonna like boost the whole the whole support of the game, and like people are getting like seeing it.
It's a good way to get the message out there, I suppose. I think you'd probably be the only kind of influencer, I suppose, in that scene who comes from like the amputee kind of football scene.
We've got like Liam Birds, you might have heard him. He's got like 100k followers and stuff.
So is there a few of them that kind of come from that?
About I'm trying to like in my eyes, like, and I've been speaking to quite a few people, like strategists and like management and stuff like that. But say like there's no like barriers like being like the most like sports disabled content in England, like you could bring no one to mind realistically. So I feel like that's a realistic goal. And I mean, like with some of the names that I've got in like the next like couple of months, it's an achievable target. So
that's insane. Just saying them people, because you think like especially Rorschach now, like ChrisMD. I used to sit and like.
Well, she played FIFA 14 years ago.
FIFA, I was on FIFA. I was on FIFA football challenges. Football challenges, I love them. Like literally like 100 shots against such and such. All this. Like I'll still sit and watch them.
Yeah, like everyone wants to be part of them. Like the younger. You're watching this fella like boot a ball like his cousin, like ChrisMD, kick ball at his cousin, and like I'd live for that.
Wish you were there.
Like I wish I was in that. But then like I had like when I was little, I also had like F2 freestyle scene, like video.
Yeah, of course.
I did that video, did Kieran Brown, and like these are like some massive names in like the scene, and like they were massive for like exposing me to like the whole like side of media stuff, and like YouTube videos and that. So really, sky's the limit, really. So
is that the next
we're going on,
I suppose?
Yeah. He says we'll go on.
Oh, does it?
I'm being serious.
Oh, I said
I
well down. We'll get a date for it like when I'm back. So we can do that.
If we can choose, if we can put us in.
So
the
like, was it one arm?
We've got the one arm challenge, one glove challenge. It's one of the sponsors of me. So that they're looking
of me. They're not asked on YouTube. They're doing it for me.
They'll look at us and go, "Wow, that's quite sad."
They're worse than it.
They'll look at us 2 turn up and I'm like,
How the fuck did these got the same list as ChrisMD and Roach? You know what I mean? Who let these in?
Yeah, no, we've got the one glove challenge.
Exactly.
Leave me alone.
You've been rinsing him all episode.
It happens every single
like your
episode. Honestly, if you watch any interview that we do, you can do a bingo card for this, right? It'll say to me, it's trim, like, I don't know, trim, specs, something else.
You know what you need to do? Get rid of the specs and get the trim sorted.
I'll fix the eye that doesn't work. Yeah, because that'll be on the next step of plans to do. I'm getting a haircut.
It looks like Paul until he takes his glasses off.
It's worse than mine, sure.
I think it is.
What else?
You said about the one glove challenge.
One glove challenge. One glove challenge.
Yeah, pretty much like you stepping like into my shoes.
Oh, okay.
And like so like. Basically, you act as like a one-handed goalkeeper. You might see it on like my.
I was gonna say I saw you on your TikTok. You did it well.
You did pretty well, to be fair. Then, and then just like I'm trying to get like quite a few people. Like I think it's quite like an open challenge. Like anyone can really do it.
Yeah.
Whether like you come from like a footballing world or a non-footballing world, I think it's like it's something that no one's specialised in really. Apart from someone that actually like lives with it, and you at the moment.
I was gonna say I've become accustomed to it. I'm adapted to it now.
Yeah. So we're trying to like open up and like. Obviously, we're like a sponsor of like the challenge and that. We're trying to like get it to like a big audience, and it's going really well at the moment. I've got one coming up called Andy Hashtag, that needs release like ASAP. Realistically, I think we've got it ready. He's like Hashtag United and stuff. He involves like the coaching staff.
I thought when you said that, I thought that sounded.
Yeah. So. Like we're going from there, and like I just need to get some more content out there because at the moment I'm sitting on quite a lot of things. I just need to release it.
But you're just in with all the YouTubers.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that? Remember the Road Cup? That was unbelievable. Yeah. What was the other one that did? Oh no, the charity.
The charity one.
Spencer FC, what a guy!
He was my favourite growing up.
Yeah, I want to get involved with him later. He doesn't really do too much football nowadays. He just obviously got Hashtag United.
I was gonna say I reckon you could probably like do some sort of involvement with Hashtag because they're quite open to all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Like media, it
is something we'll look into because I mean like they're flying at the moment.
They're doing brilliant.
Who was your favourite YouTubers when you were young? Mine was Joe Weller.
I think I love that. I love that.
I love that.
His music stuff was class, man.
Yeah,
like Ronaldo chopper, like Mario Balotelli. Oh yeah, man. Like I loved it.
Joe Weller.
Joe Weller. I'm trying to think of who else.
JMX and that.
JMX. Yeah.
2Sync.
2Sync as well.
2Sync serious stuff.
2Sync. We used to watch them all the time. That was
fun.
What I know,
man. I think that's kind of similar to our dynamic. I'd probably be Matt though because I just get pissed about it all the time.
2Sync, Joe Weller, like the Sidemen and all that. Do you know what's funny, right? I never really used to watch. I watched the Sidemen every so often, but it was like I watch them like more probably now than I used to, like all the hide and seek.
I don't enjoy them as much anymore, to be honest.
I don't sit down and watch them all the time, but I definitely watch them.
I still think the class but the new content isn't really my. I doubt their ass, obviously. Yeah,
if you get an email, hi, can we have Dan and not Ollie to come and do a
Roland Shaw sends it personally. That Specky one he's done, mate. Oh my lord! Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll try our go at the one glove challenge then.
Yeah.
See where that goes. I suppose.
Don't worry. No one normally does good.
Was it just like? And are you putting it to like the weak side or something?
No. So we do one to your right hand side. So like you do one to your strong hand side, one to your weak hand side. You do a catch. I'll take a penalty, and then we'll do a 1-on-1. I think the best so far was the most recent one. Andy did. I think he got 4 out of 5 pretty well. That's good. I tried to chip him down the middle and that was a bit perfect for me. Yeah, and then a few of them. I think Chris's attempt was dire. I think I made Chris in his life. But nah, like I don't expect anyone to do very well at them challenges, to be fair, because obviously you're used to them in two hands.
Yeah,
so as soon as they take one of them away,
you almost like want to like that's
what everyone was saying. Like as soon as you got tucked away, you still want to use it. Like you're pulling out your top.
I'm shit in goal. Like I hate being in goal.
Yeah,
I don't. You know, it's like who's in goal and they be like, no.
You never want to be. You never want to be in that.
You're alright.
I'm not bad.
Before that, you were.
Before this, I was quite handy, to be fair. I was a bit like inconsistent.
I had the point out like that.
I meant to do that. I'm dead clever, mate. No, yeah, like it's just inconsistency for me. Like I'll make absolutely like blind like saves like that are really good shots. I'll like camera saves and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love
but the simple stuff, I'll just probably like cackhand it and drop it or something like that. I just can't.
What was it when we were doing like a knockout game and he was sitting every shot I had against him, like top corner and the lot. I was like,
I've never seen you so livid at me. Like honestly,
how are you saving? Fucking guy goes and like P-rolls it past him.
And it was
absolutely wounded.
Yeah.
I was just like, give us a hand, Ollie.
Yeah,
Stephen.
But I was thinking, how are you? Like, it was
he texted me after saying, "We're never doing a podcast ever again." No, it was. I that's literally. I think once. Maybe this might give us pardon the upper hand in.
Yeah, good you. You're sharp
at it. But because maybe I'm used to the one hand now. Maybe I'll do better than I think. I need to keep myself grounded though. I don't want to go and get a 5 out of 5. You know, I'll show everyone else up.
If you get 5 out of 5, I'll give you 50 quid.
Shake with the hand that works.
Shake with your naughty.
No, I shake with that hand.
There you go. I'll give you one hand.
Right, there we go. You've seen it on camera as well. Oh mate, we've got so sidetracked there, but you know it's fine.
I feel like we've just gone through.
Podcasts are all about it's
facing diversity growing up. I mean, we
spoke about that of course. Obviously, we spoke about that of course with like the stuff you were saying before.
Yeah.
About like what you dealt with growing up. I remember you went to Morton, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think you were the
you're in my school. Yeah.
I was gonna say I remember you from there. Was there ever anything like that like in school growing up or nothing like that?
Like I said, I was one of the people that was like lucky because I mean like people in my situation you probably expect it. You're like like I probably like had it like in a minor experiences like maybe like a slight comment here and there.
Yeah.
And then like I said, like just a passing comment doesn't mean no. But like I said, I was in like popular friend groups and like people that like you wouldn't like exactly say that. I think like my mates were really good growing up.
Yeah.
As in like even if I didn't hear it and like they heard it, they'd
let you know.
Yeah. There's like
shout for you.
Yeah. Like it was always like people had my back whether I was there or not.
Yeah.
And like if someone's like they'd nipped it right in the bud really quickly. So I was lucky enough to not face like all that sort of stuff where you can imagine probably someone would. And I mean like people in like better situations than me that have experienced a lot of that stuff. But like I said, I was lucky enough to not experience that, which I mean probably my position I've probably experienced.
Probably would have,
yeah.
It's sad that I think like that bullying side. I just think it's. I mean, anyone can get bullied, obviously, but I just think
it's a stuff
obviously
that you can't help.
It's people have a little kind of something different with them. People are cruel and can jump.
Yeah,
it's nice to know that you were.
Yeah, I know. I said like I was a lucky situation. Like there was definitely people like me that have experienced it, but I think in the general side, especially like the physical stuff, like for example, I'm not going to grow up tomorrow and have. I mean, wake up tomorrow and have 2 hands. So like
avoid injury.
I'm not.
He just going to get messages by the way.
Oh, boys, guess what happens? Boys, guess what? 2 club challenge.
Group chat's going to go mad when I wake up with 2 hands. Yeah, man. But like I said, like the physical stuff, I think it's crazy that you can pick on someone for that. Like I was picking on someone for anything's crazy, but like your physical stuff that you can't change. Like I said, I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and have 2 hands, so it's something I'm going to live like in my life anyway. So it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you've gone from there, and now I think. It's fair to say you're at the pinnacle of things right now. You've just come off the back of winning the Nations League with England. Just walk us through that whole experience. I suppose what was that like winning a trophy of that stature, and you've got goalkeeper of the tournament as well. I believe. What was that all like?
Honestly, that tournament was a dream. Like it was the whole thing was like it was an absolute dream. Like realistically, I think we all went there. Like you always got the attitude if we can win this, we can beat anyone that's in front of us. Yeah. But I realistically did not expect it. And our first game was Turkey. Turkey were world champions, European champions, hadn't been beat in open play since 2014. And I mean, that's a stat in itself. No, hadn't been to 2018. They hadn't kept a clean sheet since no one had kept a clean sheet against them since 2014. Right, okay. That was our first game. Off the back of we had a new manager off the back of the World Cup campaign. And then we played Turkey and we beat them 1-0. It's one of the best games of my career.
So that was the first clean sheet that I had against them since 2014. And that was
I was laughing at well. I was giving it large as well.
I love it.
So we 1-0 in that game, and from there, anything's possible. We had the host Poland next in front of their blockbuster crowd. Everyone's behind them, and we beat them 2-1. And then after that, it's technically mathematically, but we were not quite sure if we won it or not because. We don't recall goal difference or head to head. We weren't really sure. So then we played our final match against Spain, and beating them 1-0, and we just won the tournament. Like honestly, I live an absolute dream. Like Spain had knocked us out in the previous Euros.
Right, okay.
Realistically, we were absolute underdogs this tournament.
Yeah.
And then to go win it, and like the campaign that I had, like honestly, I was absolutely loving it.
Were there any lads in that Poland team that you played against that you play with now?
Yeah. Like Levy Walker's quite a big club. Poland, like people know, like they're in the Conference League and like Europa League. So like that's like one of the big teams in Poland. So like some of my teammates I've been giving it large to when I'm winning for England. I'm now like sharing a dressing room, which is kind of like. It's like everyone knows the crack like when it comes to like internationals and like club fixtures.
It's a whole different
you understand that like we're having the stairs on the pitch at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're all professionals in that regard. That if I'm giving you absolutely like if I'm saying some outrageous stuff like on the pitch, and like when it comes to being like teammates again, like
it stays on that.
Everyone understands that, which is really really good, and I think you'll see that professional setup as well.
Well, you can do that. You can be like in a competitive nature and that, and you can say stuff, and then after you be like,
exactly. I totally agree. Like it happens like in England, like you've got like people that'll like go for each other, like like Chelsea versus Liverpool or whatever, then go be an England setup, but it just never happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's a good professional setup in that regard.
So how does it work for like getting called up to like a European Championship team and a World Cup team?
Yeah,
because they have World Cups only. So how does that work?
So like originally they make a provisional squad of like people that are like in line to selection, so like you'll train with that provisional squad, and like you'll have that like whether like it's England or Germany, whatever, like you'll have that like a professional setup or our setup, and then from that setup you've got obviously you get narrowed down to obviously it's a 7-a-side game, obviously football, so you're not obviously you normally take like a 23-man squad, the World Cup etc. we take 15, which is like pretty much like 2 squads worth, so it's pretty much the exact same, so you'll take from that provisional squad you get your 15, and from there, and then ours gets announced like anytime now realistically. I do expect to be in there. Like that's
when's the Euros for you?
June the 1st is our first game
against
Georgia, in France, which will be a good experience. Early summer as well, which I like the sound of that. So yeah, pretty excited for that. Like a training camp, flying out tomorrow, so everything's getting like a bit excited. Everything's picking up exactly that.
So is it between you and maybe another person for the number 1 spot, or do you think you're on the cusp?
I'd definitely say so. I'd always back myself for like if anyone asks me who's number 1, I'd say me. But in the manager's eyes, it can change. So like I'll accept that like someone could do better than me some games, or like someone's more suited for a role. Like I think it's not regards to who's better, who's this. It's a better fit. Like for example, like I back myself with my shot stopping like my best ability, but then it might not be that sort of game. It might be more like focused on like regaining possession and like just playing balls and keeping it very simple. And so you might choose someone else. So like I'd happily say that I'm number 1. And like across recent like fixtures and across the Nations League and like Football Cup, which we're at recently, like I've had more than number 1 minutes, but it can change completely, and it can be given to someone else. And I've got full high marks for the guy that like I also battled with number 1 with, a guy called Kieran. Like he's older than me, so like he's got a bit more experience. I've learned quite a lot of him, and if he goes in that being number 1 for England, and we'll still do really really well. But I'm classmate, so you should play me.
I suppose obviously
tell him his favourite player is.
I always
say you've got to have that.
I always say I'm myself number 1 fan, and like I'm number 1 critic.
You've got to be the one.
Exactly that.
You can't put yourself
like if someone says like I've done well, like I know I've done well. Like I'll always say like someone say like great save, I was like I know. Or like but like if someone says I've made a mistake, like I already know. Like I hold myself to a really really high standard.
You are your biggest critic.
Yeah, exactly that. So when I know that I could do better, like I'll know fine well. Even if someone thinks, oh, you shouldn't have saved that. Like if I know I've saved them before and I know I can do a little bit better, like I'll know like deep down that I can do a little bit better in that situation. But like when people start saying like great save, like that's unreal, like I just give them a pass, like I know that's but
I'll tell myself that anyway.
Exactly that.
I suppose we said like before, you said obviously England were underdogs in a certain respect going into the Nations League. Has that maybe shifted a bit now, do you think, after that going into this next tournament?
Yeah, I mean like we're number 1 ranked in Europe. I mean that's the first time we've ever been number 1 ranked going into a major tournament. But then obviously we've never won like Euros. Well, we haven't won a Euros or a World Cup in like 30 years.
Right. Okay.
So that's going to be like a big challenge. It's going to be like.
How does it work? How does it work for like the Euros? Is it the same setup?
Yeah, it's
like is it like the group and then quarterfinals, semi-finals?
Yeah, we've got a high group. Like we've just been drawn. So it's like we've got all 4 Nations League winners in our group, which is a crazy stat. So you got. We've got Netherlands, Georgia, Italy, and us, which is a high.
You're not getting an easy ride then.
Yeah, no, but I do prefer that. Like you've got. I prefer like in European Champs compared to World Cup, you tend to like maybe like a not as good competition in like a Euros, because obviously across the world you've got like more to be the best in your federation, whereas in Europe just Europe. But like we've got a very, very high group, and I do prefer like, because you get out of first gear, like sometimes in the group stage you won't actually get out of first gear, you won't be like tested to the maximum. But like we've got to be kicking from like minute one, because we've got some major teams in there that can cause an upset. So I like the fact that we can't just go through the motions and like building through
we've got to
be on it straight away, which is something that are really good in regards to like your atmosphere amongst the team. Because if you go to drub a team 8-0 but you haven't actually been tested, you haven't actually
you become complacent, don't you?
Yeah, exactly that. And you're going to go across the tournament thinking that's what's going to happen, but that's never going to happen realistically. You're not going to get all the way to the semi-finals by playing no good teams.
You've got to take every game as it is, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And to be fair, I know it's easy said than done, but win the first game in the group, and you're kind of laughing because then you're going, right, we just need another win out of the last two games. I know it's not simple, but you know, it can be as easy as that.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And if you've got to wait for that first win, that's a lot of pressure on your staff, especially like on a tournament setup where you know it's not you can compete across 12 months or
no, it's very limited time to get it done.
You've got in our sport, you've got 50 minutes to prove yourself, and if you can't do yourself in that, then it's going to be a long 2 years until the next tournament. So
it's goodbye.
Yeah, exactly that.
So it's 50 minutes, 7 aside. Yeah, it's the small like 7 aside goals as well, isn't it? Yeah.
No,
or is it?
It's like a mix between like 11s and 9s.
Right. Okay.
So it's like bigger nets, but not obviously to the full extent.
It's like 7 aside, almost like 7 aside kind of pitches.
They kind of like 9 aside. So like 9 aside pitches, 9 aside nets, and then but like obviously 7 aside.
Right,
which obviously defeats the like objectives. You'd say 7 aside, be 7 aside pitches, 7 aside nets, but no 9 aside nets and 9 aside pitch, but 7 players.
Because that would be another level doing it in like 11 aside nets.
Yeah, no, I'd back myself. Like
would you?
Like the ChrisMD video was 11 aside nets.
Yeah.
And like I put my excuse in early doors, like
so, like, it's bigger nets than I'm used to.
This isn't what I'm used to. Like I don't train in these, but I can manage to.
I need to watch it fully through. But did you get done in any of them? Did you get done in 11 aside nets?
To be fair, like there was some unreal goals. Like I don't know why Bazinga decided to turn into an absolute baller that day. Like, and I don't know what it is. Like you'll see some of the clips. Yeah, like but I think what they had 20 shots from penalties, 20 edge of the box, 20 me rolling out to them, 20 long shots, and like 20 free kicks. And I mean, I think they got 20 out of 100 in general, which I'll take that. That's a 1 in 5 stat, and unopposed, especially if you're talking like stuff that they're going to score like penalties and stuff like that. I'll take 20 out of 50 to be honest. I mean 20 out of 100, sorry. I was quite happy with that, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised myself in the 11 side nets. I wasn't expecting to as well. Like I don't practice them. Like normally I'm thinking like, oh, that should go around the post, and then 11 side nets like that'll go in that. So yeah, I would have done better if Bazinga decided to then turn into an absolute ball.
I was going to say, did he give you the toughest job on the day?
Like to be fair, Chris is a good player. Like you'll see a lot of Chris highlights. Like you're gonna hit a dead ball.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Ethan decided to just turn to an absolute baller, and it wasn't ideal. Like, but we had to deal with it.
That'd be class.
I think ChrisMD said once that he was better at free kicks than most Premier League footballers. So I suppose you could be the judge of that.
Did he not do something against like Ward Prowse, and he actually kept up with him?
I think so.
He did. I think he got 2 past me out of however many he attempted, which I'm quite happy with that.
I was going to say that's not bad at all, considering he thinks he's better than most.
He can hit a dead ball. Like he's a good player.
Just when you're saying about the Euros, we'll just go into the like obviously England, obviously senior squad, they have a massive chance this year, right, in Germany. What do you think? Because obviously being with them, what do you think's? Well, say what do you think's England's best squad, like best team, best 11?
Yeah, I like this question.
We'll do that, and then where do you think they'll get?
Yeah, I'll do where they're at first of all. I honestly, it's so like it's an England thing where you say, oh, we're going to Midfield tournament, going to win.
Yeah.
But really, you've got a golden generation like on the cusp here of the people coming up, and like in my eyes, the only people stopping England from winning is England. In regards to how we play, how we set up, the management, and then how like we play on the pitch, exactly that. But I think that's what it is in any tournament, and we've got the talent to win it. And I'm always going to say we're going to win it, but you never really know what's in tournament football. Like you've got upsets, like you got like when Switzerland beat France. Was that World Cup or Euros?
Euros.
Yeah, like anything can happen.
So last Euros, it's like everyone. It's funny because when you do your predictions, you go, they're gonna go, they're gonna. I always put a couple of like underdogs. So I put like I think Albania. I just as like a dark horse.
I think everyone went Turkey last time.
Yeah,
like
and then Turkey went out in the group.
Like you've always got to expect something in tournament football. It's not just going to be like the best team on the paper is going to win.
There'll always be 1 or 2 that kind of define.
It's very rare the quarterfinals are full of the best teams that I suppose it's never like you maybe get like 3 like that go or they could win it, and then you get like a load of maybe underdogs and
exactly.
stuff like that.
You'll look at like France, for example. You say like on paper they've got the best team, but you don't play football on paper, do you? You play on the pitch, and it gets like completely different. Where you got like people going to make mistakes, people are going to turn up. You can have them big players that are going to turn up. So I never really know, but I guess.
So you think we'll win it?
Honestly, I've got to say we're going to win it. I can't not back
I actually don't fear it. I think if we played France, I think France is the only one. I think we'd beat France.
I agree.
Set up
like,
differently.
There's some teams that you're going to come across and like they've got the dangers. Like Portugal have got dangers, Netherlands, Italy, whatever. But
this is what I think.
I've got to back England.
Yeah, England have got to look and go right. You've got look at this team. They've got Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Harry Kane, Saka, Rashford, Foden, Grealish. Like you've got all of these players. Like if this team was France, you were going, they're going to absolutely clean it for the next 10 years.
Exactly
you would, because it's England. It's like they'll bottle it.
There's that premonition of like they're going to bottle it.
I think it's definitely involved with that like tournament winning experience. So when you got like them people like for France that have won these major tournaments before, they've won the Euros, won the World Cup, and if you look at that England squad, you haven't got too many winners. Apart from like your Man City team.
I suppose
like you've got a lot of people that have on the cusp of like winning stuff, on the cusp of like greatness, but they haven't quite achieved it yet, which is. It's something that'll affect it, and I mean, like we experienced at England ourselves. So, like after we've achieved like the first Nations League, like anything after that becomes like achievable. And, like, anything after that, like there's no reason you can't do it.
So, should we go through what we think England's team should be?
We're in
the final, and we're the managers, and we have to pick the best England team. Pickford's in there.
I think that's undisputed. No one was supposed to Pickford, I don't think.
You don't think Pickford, do you? You sometimes think say Pope in that, but I always think I never think Pickford's ever done anything wrong.
Not after this, he's been injured.
I know. I would still put Pickford in.
No,
I do like Pope. I think he's a good keeper.
I'd take Pope over Ramsdale.
I would.
But I love Pickford.
Like
just gives it like the big licks.
He gives it large. He's got the personality to back it up as well. Like he'll be cocky, but then he'll like back it up so he doesn't look like a mug about it. I love that.
Would that be like a dream collab for you?
For me, I've met him like when I was really young. He was like signing my glove, and like that was something major to me at the time. But like I've came a long way since then. I'm not just like a little fanboy. I'm probably
I'm just gonna latch onto you, pal, because we need these lads. We need the lads on here. John Pickford, please come on.
Imagine. He'd probably rip Sammy as much as you do. I'd be scared. I'd have it from both sides, man. I'd be shitting that.
Right. So are we saying this is in everyone is fit?
Yeah.
Everyone is completely fit.
Full capability.
We're doing this as in our team, not as if Southgate's manager, because Southgate is going to choose some outrageous things.
He will.
And I don't want to say.
I feel like I might be different with the back four. I would go with Walker, Stones, Maguire, and Shaw.
I don't mind it, honestly.
It's solid, isn't it? It's like
I just don't. I think Maguire definitely is in there, and I think Stones, if he's injured, it's probably maybe Brantford or something. Quality.
Yeah. For me, like Maguire's one of the people. It's like Pickford when Pickford wasn't in form. He always turned to for England.
Yeah, exactly. He's an absolute great ball for him.
No matter what his form is, like Southgate neglects a lot of players and like the way he plays, but he brings the best out of Maguire. I don't know what he does, but Maguire can always cook for England.
Maguire's been mint for Man U this year.
Yeah,
honestly,
he's going to be a wee bit as well.
Yeah, like I've watched him. I thought mentality wise, from what he suffered, like, and this shit that he got, I think fucking hell. But if anyone says Ben Chilwell left back.
Yeah,
that is disgusting. They don't know anything.
Even from the
I watched him and I was like,
friendlies against Brazil and who else? Brazil. It was against Brazil and who was the other friendly against?
Belgium.
But he was cack in both of them. Like,
if Shaw's injured, I think Trippier's fit. I think he put Trippier there.
He's had a bit of a narrow season, to be fair, but I'd definitely take Trippier.
Yeah, he's like your dead boss.
Honestly, to play left back.
Yeah,
I'd take Trippier for left back.
I think that'll probably be my choice.
So that's the back line. So it's Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw. This is where it's going to get hard.
The only time I'd ever make a conversation with Trent is if Jordan Henderson's in midfield. That's
for the link between,
because they do it so smart. Like when Trent bombs, Henderson will drop in.
Yeah,
and like that's the only time I'll ever
played together for years. I've got.
I'm going to put Trent in as a high midfielder.
Yeah, like
with Bellingham and Rice.
Trent,
but I don't.
Trent's one of the best in his position at what he does.
Yeah,
and if you're trying to win a tournament and like get the best out of your players, putting Henderson in midfield gets the best out of Trent.
Yeah,
so I personally wouldn't do it for my team. It's a big risk, because Trent obviously he hasn't been chosen for England quite a lot, has he?
No.
For me, I'd take him definitely, and I'd definitely bring him on.
He'd be on the player now.
Bring him on as a sub, if you need a goal or something.
I totally agree.
Put him in midfield. Yeah. But so I'm going to say Rice and Bellingham.
Yeah. I think that goes unchallenged. Bellingham is arguably the best footballer on the planet at the minute, in my opinion. And I'm sure in your opinions too, it's not an unpopular thing. You know,
we went to Madrid. I was like, if I saw him, I think I'd just be like.
What is this? It's just
like, he's just such a, and he seems such a humble person. You know, when he speaks, you think. Everyone used to say when Kane's gone, Rice will be captain. I think he'll be captain. Because he just seems like
he suits the role more. I think
he's the first person that I've seen in years, probably since Beckham, to be honest, of English side, that's had like the chance to go abroad or stay and be on the bench and sort of build. You know, he could have gone to Man U and probably not been playing much. And I think Ole Solskjaer came out and said he knew what he wanted to do. He knew he wanted minutes. So he went to Dortmund.
It's a big risk, like, I mean, proof's in the pudding, really.
He's gone to Real Madrid and absolutely just gone.
Set the world alight.
There's no kind of thing you're going, he just looks like he's been there for years.
I keep on thinking he's older than he is. Like, I keep on a few years on just like by having.
He's only 20 and I think he looks like he's about 28 and he's been playing for Real Madrid for years.
Yeah. Exactly, he hasn't had like a settling period that he's had to like some people have it where like they'll take like a season or two to get involved with football and he cooked from minute one.
From his debut, he scored in his debut, I'm pretty sure. Something like that, it was unbelievable. Rice in the holding mid.
So Rice and Bellingham
just bang on really.
He was going in the high midfield.
Right, so
they can.
Phil Foden's amazing, but he's not the best in.
You want to use him on the wing, I think.
In the midfield, he's not the best. No. That's not the best position. If you want the best out of your players, you don't put him in the midfield.
No.
And there's so many people you could put in that spot. You've got your Cole Palmers.
Palmer's making a claim for himself.
He's another one that.
You have a look at Cole Palmer.
Well, no, that's an insult. That's an insult.
Like, Cole Palmer looks
give us that.
Yeah, just a fringe because he's an ugly fella. I'm not having that.
It's over the fringe.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. Like he hasn't really played with England though. Has he even had his like first cap? I know he got called up.
I feel like he did in the recent friend. I think he did in the recent.
I don't know if he played. Like I know he got called up.
I don't think he played. I don't know.
He got called up. He didn't get. I don't think.
Same as Bransway. He called him up and he didn't play. I was like, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, you can say, look, it's sometimes about not playing him, but it's also about just you've got to gel these players in, see how they work. It's not all about you come in and we're going to play because in that sense,
even just like 10 minutes there and there, I think would have done the trick. And the way we were playing, it's like we were kind of.
I hope he doesn't play Conor Gallagher because I do not rate him.
That's a Southgate move, and it'll happen with Southgate.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When Mount used to play all the time.
Yeah, I know he loves it.
He loves a Chelsea boy, doesn't he?
He'll play them sort of players until he's not allowed, like until he's straight up banned.
Until he's sacked.
It was like Sterling when Sterling wasn't in form. You can make an argument for him now, but. When he wasn't in form, he was still playing him anyways. Like at the Euros.
He turned up with the Euros.
Exactly like the Southgate players like him and Maguire. No matter what they're doing at club form, he's still playing for him. Yeah, Pickford as well.
So who's your shout? Did you say Cole Palmer?
No, like you've got it as them two. I don't think Bellingham's the best in the double team. I'm putting another DM next to him, but I'm putting Bellingham forward. Yeah. My argument's Kobe Mainoo, mate. Kobe Mainoo.
Oh right. I was going to say Henderson's going to go. That is a wild.
No. I can't say I like football and play Henderson. It's just negative football. Unless Trent's there and I can deal with it.
See, your state's Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah, to be fair, I think from what you've seen of Mainoo as well, he looks very comfortable. Like for his age, I would go against it, but like from what I've watched of him,
he's go against it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I would go against it though, but now that he's mentioned it, I can't think of anyone who kind of suits that role better.
I can.
The way that Mainoo's been.
I'm a new fan. I love Kobe Mainoo. I think honestly, I've never seen an 18-year-old, probably since Bellingham, but even then,
it's like a duck to water, isn't it?
On just literally when you see him for Man U, every big game is just like he just glides through people, and you think, and you watch him going, he's going to get tackled here, and then he just glides and passes it off, and he's just got so much composure, and you think, how do you have that composure? And I think it's definitely, I think a lot of people go, he's not old enough. Wayne Rooney went into the Euros, was he 18-year-old?
18.
Yeah, right.
And he absolutely could. He probably could have won it for England. I'm not saying Kobe Mainoo would do that.
No,
it doesn't
matter. It shows that at that age you can kind of, if you're good enough,
if it wasn't Kobe Mainoo and you dropped Bellingham, I'd put James Maddison in.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to say everyone's fit as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know why he did him.
I don't know.
Madison or Foden in that. I know he's not, but I feel like we need fast wingers.
So what? That's like if you're playing Bellingham in like in the kind of box to box, and so then you put Maddison in the 10 like ahead of him.
I think the best out of Bellingham's in a more advanced role.
Yeah, I think he plays better.
He's in Real Madrid at the moment.
Yeah,
and he's like I can play anywhere. Like,
I've got a different shot, but I'll wait till we get higher up. Because then
I don't think it's going to be like
to go into midfield.
I go. We're talking about midfield.
I'm going to skip it, but.
If this is Mason Mount, stop speaking.
Put Kane in, and then put Watkins or Tony as the number 9. Because you think of how Kane drops deep anyway.
I totally get what you mean, yeah.
And it's like, I mean, his passing ability. I'm not saying.
No, obviously
not.
Number 10. I
almost plays like a 2, but he drops in behind like Tony. And when they're going forward, you've got the sole striker that's always in there, and you've got Kane that's coming in.
Yeah.
I just think that's. I don't think he'll do that. Yeah, it's just a shout.
Especially if you've got like a winger going forward and then you get Kane bombing into the box.
That's what I mean.
That's a handful of
because how many times have we looked at England playing? You go, Kane, get in the box. He's playing too deep. Like he wants to be a playmaker.
I think that's going to be a natural progression for him when he gets like his legs set.
But like Rooney dropped into like that.
Because his playmaker ability is like unmatched. Like he was like a top sister in the Premier League for quite a while, wasn't he? And like can see a game really well, and he knows an attacker's movement, so he knows where to go. But like he drops in so deep that I can see what you mean. I think it's going to happen in his later years, and he'll go like into midfield or a more advanced attacking midfielder role. But I don't think it'll happen.
No,
I don't mind it. Honestly, I don't mind it.
But I'd put Manu in them. That would be my midfield. Bellingham, Manu, and Rice. Personally, for me. I'll put that.
I love when you say Harvey Elliott, man. I love watching that player.
To be fair, he's so tricky.
He's such a silly rat.
Honestly, I love it.
Do you know what I love even more? That he was the one that spilled the ball for us to go and win the FA Cup.
Was it?
I loved it because he went like that.
I
was at that game.
Is it?
Fucking unbelievable. Like absolutely brilliant. But yeah. So
Harvey Elliott took an outside shot too. I would bring him.
I wouldn't take. Personally, I would. I just think
he wouldn't start, but I'd probably.
Because I think if you're taking Harvey Elliott, that means you're probably not going to take another midfielder, and you think. I think you sometimes need. I don't know. So you got Maddison forward because Foden will be seen as maybe midfield. So you're going to be, and then he's going to take Gallagher. And I just do you know maybe if Harvey Elliott
Calvin Phillips will find his way on the plane somehow. Southgate.
He can. I
wouldn't put it past him if he picked.
He'll take Henderson more because he's going to have two. He's going to have two DMs.
Really, you've got to have a leader in that squad.
And
he is one of them people that is a leader.
But I was thinking it's like
I think he'll be in the squad.
A lot of these lads that like people say, he's got leadership, but you think. Half of these lads, Maguire, Pickford, they've been here since 2018. They've been at Euro finals, been at 2 World Cups already. You know, they've got experience in the club. I know Henderson, obviously, he's going to take him, isn't he? I think what it is if Calvin Phillips gets on form before then, it'll be Phillips. If not, it's Henderson. I think it's between the two. I don't think he'll take both. I think it's whoever's. If Phillips on form, will take him. If he's not, he'll take Henderson.
I think he wants to take Phillips.
I think
he wants to.
I think Henderson will go.
I think he was buzzing with his West Ham move.
He'll just be there for the.
He'll be there for the crack. Well, it's like you said. I mean, whatever you think about his on-pitch ability now, like since he's gone to Saudi and he's at Ajax, I think it's like off the pitch, you won't get many other people who replicate kind of the stature that he has.
Especially in the England setup. Like I totally agree. Like you've got to have them people in the dressing room that can liven it up or like demand standards. Yeah. And I think he's one of them people that can do that.
You were saying about Saudi Arabia and he went to Ajax. Yeah. That screamed to me when that happened. When Bex went to the MLS, and Fabio Capello said, "I'm not picking you unless you play him for a European side," and he went to AC Milan on loan.
Yeah,
I think it was Fabio Capello.
The reason these players are leaving Saudi Arabia is because it's cack, and they've just
no. What I mean is, I feel like Southgate's probably said to him, "Look, I cannot pick you when you're in the Saudi league. If you go to a European team, I can consider you." And I think that's why he went to Ajax.
And to be fair,
because Bex did it, he went to AC Milan and he got picked, But he went to the MLS from the MLS. I mean, you'd have watched the Beckham documentary and you see how shit it was. And you think, what? Like that. But he franchised that, didn't he? Anyway, back to the thing. So it's Manu, Bellingham and Rice. That's how we
can agree on that.
If you want to change it, that's what I'd go with personally.
I think the front three. Right. This is going to be like a bit of consideration. I would go Rashford, Kane, Foden.
Oh, Rashford?
Really? And Rashford, the reason for Rashford is because I think Rashford, out of the wingers we've got, is the only player that gets in behind. Every other winger is ball to feet, and I feel like you can't have too many of them.
I've been on board for so long with Rashford. Yeah, so you play Rashford on the left, and Foden off the right.
But you can switch them.
Do you
know what? If Saka played and it was Saka and Foden, I wouldn't be.
That's what I would.
But I just think that Rashford, maybe Rashford off the bench. I just think that when you have too many, you've got Kane that doesn't have pace. You've got Foden who has a good Jags of pace, but he likes the ball at his feet. Saka likes the ball at his feet. Taking people on, you sometimes need that player that's just going to get in and the ball over and direct and get Bellingham putting them balls.
Maybe it'd be better off the bench then, better against tired legs.
Yeah, maybe probably
running behind the tired full back and pick it up. But I think if it was me, it would be Saka, Kane, Foden.
Yeah,
and I think that's
who else is up for contention for Grealish.
Sterling will end up turning up in Southgate.
Sterling,
Watkins.
I'll tell you what, Sterling goes. I'm not watching the Euros then.
I think you could make a case for Tony. To be fair,
Tony has to go.
Yeah, I think he'll be like the
and Watkins.
Yeah, the penalties. Yeah.
Watkins and Tony have to go just purely on the basis of going, maybe one or the other. Take them both. If Kane gets injured, we're fucked.
No, exactly.
You need
someone to fill in, don't you?
Yeah, and plus, you want to get, like you say, like penalties. How many times you just want to go, right, you put then Kane, you could have then Watkins, Tony. That's 3 strikers.
You got Bellingham.
Bellingham will take one. Yeah. And then Maguire, Pickford, Rashford, whoever wants to take on Foden. And then you're looking there going 4 perfect shouts there. But I think he's got to take that into consideration, Southgate, of going, maybe I'll take Trent, take him just for like maybe a set piece or like, I put Trent up for a pen.
Yeah.
You know, because I think dead ball, like, I rate him. But so what? That's the.
So what?
So it's Pickford.
Pickford.
You can put some graphics.
I'll put a graphic of
I'll put the pictures of the place. I like that when you did that in the first episode. So we've got Pickford.
You like when I put effort into the edit.
So we've got Pickford, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Kobbie Mainoo, Foden, Kane, Saka.
So if we ran the England team, that is what the team would be. Right. Perfect.
I would make a case for Rashford. On the basis of being Man United, I just think just that difference of...
Thing is, if we had that conversation, we'd be here all night, so I'm not going to...
I'll happily turn around and say that's fine.
But fair enough.
Southgate's team won't look anything like that.
No, exactly. I was going to say Southgate won at that.
You'll have the same back line, but no, you'll have Chilwell in the left.
You'll have Gallagher and Phillips.
You've got double pivot Henderson and Henderson Phillips.
Oh mate,
Conor Gallagher.
Would send you to sleep.
Mason Mount, Sterling.
I'd rather Mount than Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, because at least he's a bit more creative.
Up front, Kane, Sterling, and.
I don't even know.
Don't get me started because he actually will.
Bowen for the giggles.
Bowen because he wanted to. Why not? Bowen for the crowd.
I wouldn't take Bowen.
Bowen's like an outside shot.
I think he's just a useless. Not useless. No, he's not a useless player. He's a useless asset to go with England. He's not going to get played. He doesn't bring any difference.
I get what you mean. He doesn't specialise.
I kind of said that and then forgot to finish the sentence.
I was going to say
he's useless. No, he's a brilliant player for West Ham. But I just think. There's certain players you go, right, you need to take players, and some of them you go, they will come on.
He's had quite a good season as well, to be fair.
There's no point just taking them for the sake of it. You might as well take someone else that might make a difference.
He's taking Jared?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm taking Jared.
He's
honestly, what a talent man. What a talent man.
Right, I'll take Duncan from Brantford, definitely.
Who else is at the back? I've never taken Brantford and Tomori, and just have that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you too much about Tomori, I haven't watched him really.
Well, Brantford
is like Serie A, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. Brantford's different.
In the Champions League, he's seeming alright. I wouldn't say, but I just think it's something different, isn't it? I think he'll take Dunk because he'll be like Harry Maguire's replacement. He'll take Brantford as Stones' replacement.
Yeah, I suppose similar kind of.
And then he'll take.
Is Stones not right sided centre back?
Oh yeah, he is. Jared's on left.
Is Luke Dunk not left as well?
I couldn't tell you what
football uses. I don't know if about. Yeah, exactly. Rectangle score.
So we've done the Euro squad. So that's it. England's going to win. You've heard it first.
That's a team. And we're leading the glory with that squad.
So the Premier League. We'll go through the different leagues to finish off. What your predictions are for that. We can ask obviously us as well.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's very tight.
We'll start with the Premier League. So it's basically Man City, Arsenal.
It's a 3-0 race now, isn't it?
Honestly, I still reckon there's another curveball. It's currently at the moment as it's set for Man City to win it. I forget that to where everyone's going. I'm still saying there's another curveball. There's still another team to drop points, and in my eyes, the story's going to happen and Liverpool will win it. And I mean, like, I'm a Wigan fan.
All right.
So like, I'm not a Liverpool fan to say that Liverpool win, but I just feel like it's going to happen. I think like stars aren't aligned at the moment, but I feel like it's all going to come together, and I think he'll get it.
Well, are we going to go from left to right? Because I don't think mine will line with yours. I actually think Arsenal got it in them to do it. I think they've got kind of, and they've obviously they took it bad recently with the loss to Villa. And to be fair, right after that game, I looked at that and I went, "You fucked it. Like, it's not happening." Because they've had that chance, they've had a golden opportunity to, and Villa are a great side, especially the past few years. Villa have grown into a brilliant side. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but it's them games that you need to be going out with the mentality of, right, it's now or never. We need to stick it to it. We need to win this, and they didn't come with that mentality at all. And I was questioning them after that. And of course, they've lost to Bayern literally just in the Champions League. But I think that's going to light a fire under them to just go, because they've not got the Champions League to focus on anymore. They're not going to be. I don't think they'll be really that fussed about the cups. They're not any of them left. They're still in. So literally, the Premier League is their focal point now. That is all that they've got. I think they'll just go full guns blazing for that, and I think they'll just take it. I think it might come down to like the last 1 or 2 games like that, but I think Arsenal will take it.
I think that result this night with City, I think they'll get knocked out by Chelsea at the weekend, and I think they'll knock them in the league. I think they'll maybe draw with someone that you wouldn't even think of. Like, I think they've got Fulham. Yeah. They've got Spurs away. They've never won out.
City
I think City will drop off. Right. I think it'll literally be they'll all be level. I think Arsenal will win on goal difference.
Goal difference for Arsenal.
I said Arsenal.
To me, it goes down to last day.
And I think it will be a point
up a little bit, but honestly,
when City, like say they're all literally level, and all it has to be is Arsenal need to win, or like City or Liverpool have to win
some
by
sort of result,
5 goals or something.
Yeah, a big swing or something.
I do think that Arsenal, and I said to my brother last night, I said, if Arsenal had beaten Bayern it would have been City or Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because I think now they've gone out, it's like, right, what we've got to do is right, City could get hurt from that. I honestly think Chelsea will beat City at the weekend. I think it'll be Man U Chelsea FA Cup final.
That's a big shot.
Mason Mount.
We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this couple of weeks and see if you're bob on with that.
What should we come back when Coventry knocked United out?
No, imagine that.
I would not be coming back on. No, I think that's what happened. I think Arsenal might win it on goal difference.
Fair enough.
And then obviously we've gone into the FA Cup there. I think I'll back Man U. I think Man U will win it. I think we obviously got to the final last year.
Yeah, of course. Just go one step further, don't they?
I think there was a lot of pressure because City were going for the treble. I think we were like, shit, what? And I think we could do it this year. We've been very inconsistent, but I think it could be beat Coventry at the weekend, and then that can maybe just fuel us up. And all we have to do is beat Coventry, because whatever happens in the rest of the season, it is what it is. I don't think we'll get top 4 Champions League season, which I'm not that too bothered about, you know.
You're fighting for the FA Cup. That's just it.
And I think if we win the FA Cup, I'll be happy with that. I think I will be. It needs to be. I don't think I'm our side there. It'd be nice to be to Chelsea because they were giving it the big ones after they beat us the other week.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What a game, man.
That goal from was it Palmer scored the 4th one? I mean,
it's disgusting, man. 3-2 up as well. We're 2-0 down, 3-2 up. I thought we need to seal this because he's going to. And then they got that naff penalty. And then they got honestly when they put that 4th, I thought, fucking hell.
Well, you see, it's funny you should talk about Chelsea because they're my pitching for the FA Cup winner this season. I think
Chelsea as well.
I think City.
So we all think that Chelsea are going to knock out City.
I wouldn't even pay attention, and then I realised when you said Chelsea versus Man City at the weekend, I'm like, you've drummed it up for me.
Yeah.
I reckon they'll do.
Because I reckon
it'll be Cole Palmer as well.
It has to be for me. It's all.
I remember he said he didn't want to leave, did he? He said he didn't want to leave. And now the guy's on form, like serious form. Like joint top goal scorer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just got 4 against them.
Him, Watkins and Haaland.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think Watkins, the fact that he's up there and he hasn't even scored a pen.
Yeah.
No, he's not on pen.
20 goals. He's 20 goals is on, right? And he's not even on 19 maybe. 19 goals and he's not scored a pen.
Palmer's on 24, 25, something like that.
No, he's on 20.
20? I thought he was on 24.
It must be an all-comp.
No, in the Premier League,
in the Premier,
it's like 20, and 19. 2019 and 19.
Because obviously Palmer's on pens, but we just saw against Everton, he scored. I think 3 of them were open play anyway, so it's like
he's 4 goals. He scored goals in one game.
Yeah, they're calling him like a pen merchant, but the keeper just slots it away. Like,
exactly.
You've
still got to take it. You've still got to take the pen.
Like, he scored all his pens, and I mean the player can do it in open play as well. There's a reason he's on the pitch.
Yeah,
I just feel like I always feel like stuff like this when we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. I turned to my dad after the game. I mean, that was an unreal atmosphere. That was just like next level. I said, that will knock them. That'll completely knock them, I think. And then even when they couldn't beat us, we got 2-2. I said, I'll take that. Because all it is just little thing. They lost to Palace. Yeah. And that's a mentality thing you've got to be thinking. I mean, obviously, tonight in Atalanta.
Yeah.
If Liverpool go and beat Atalanta, I would fire Liverpool up there with it be between them and Arsenal.
Because they've just done a massive European.
Because I just think Liverpool, all they need is that fire back in them and they'll be on it.
If they do it tonight, I'll be mega impressed.
I actually think there's I never want Liverpool to win, but I'd probably like them to get back into the game. I'd love them to get 3 goals back up and then lose 3. Like they win 3-1. Oh, brilliant.
No, I mean it's like
look at him behind the camera.
He's a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
Just spewing him.
I mean, I suppose back to the FA Cup briefly. I think I agree with what you said about obviously losing at Madrid. That's gonna rattle City like massively. I think more than you'd expect, and Chelsea will obviously they'll capitalise on that. And I know Chelsea have kind of been a bit of a laughing stock this season and last season as well. A bit, to be fair. Because they're inconsistent, they're lower than they should be.
It's for the money they've spent. It's not
exactly.
It's not laughing stock
how much they spent. Yeah, they should be higher. But I think obviously the £1 billion blue bottle jobs. Yeah, I think they'll beat the Lock City out. They'll ride that momentum, and it'll probably be United in there. I think Coventry will take United to extra time. That's kind of that's one of my bold stakes. I think Coventry will take United to extra time. United will beat them, and then obviously be Chelsea and United in the final. And I do back
predictions
Chelsea.
With Man U.
I do back Chelsea to win.
I think what'll happen is 10 minutes. It will be like cage foot, and I'll be going, oh my god, this is fucking disgusting. Coventry will be, and then Man U will win 5-0.
I think Man United will control them in that regard. I think
it'll just be
I think it'll be an early goal, and then the game title will be settled after that. Like the Maidstone game, you got an early goal, and all the fuss and all the scares and that is just it's completely fine. They can control the game from that point.
He's if you look with Ten Hag going out, like watch obviously the games. The FA Cup, it's like he wants to win because every team he's put a strong team out. Yeah. Like it made so he's like put like the first team out and he was like want to win this Wigan.
Yeah. Like I was there. I was expecting like maybe like a slightly rotated lineup, and then like you're firing on like your first team was. I'm like, oh dear.
Were you at the Carlisle game?
Yeah, I was at Wigan Carlisle.
No.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because half of your other pals weren't there. You all turned up for United, didn't you? You didn't turn up for Carlisle.
That end stand was
the fireworks out and everything.
I know.
Yeah, no, we gave it lads there.
Yeah. The stand up was like almost empty when we were.
It seems like he's put a lot of kind of thing of, we need to win a trophy this year. Again, I think it's always like, win a trophy, you're alright. I do think we need to stick with Ten Hag, because I think there's too many players that'll just get off the hook. You know what I mean? If you sack him, and Lord, see what Rashford's like, see what such and such is like, and they'll stay another summer, and it'll be the same shit. I think you just need some of these need to go. I think Rashford, if you've got 100 million for PSG, I think I'd just go. Yeah. For 8 million, I think I'd just go.
You take that for Rashford, sure.
Love Rashford, but I think it's just for his own career. I think he just doesn't look like he's enjoying.
And with that money, you can bring in someone absolutely quality to replace him anyway. So
you could bring a couple of players in. I'm going to back Man U. I have to. I think they'll. That was my bold thing of just like you say, control them. I could see that happening. Yeah. Second touchdown completely.
Yeah. I can see that.
The amount of times Man U have been to like Wembley, obviously they've been to Wembley twice last season.
Yeah,
in the finals.
Yeah, they've been there a lot. Yeah,
they're going again, and you just think, I don't know. Look, if Coventry beat Man U, then fair enough. Yeah. I'd literally just be like, do you know what? Fair play to you. I'm not gonna. There's gonna be no better. I'll just be pissed off at Man U for losing.
I might just take a 5 run just in case. Just to see that. So we're both back in Chelsea for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
What else have we got to discuss?
Champions League.
I'm
gonna bold on it. Do not steal my one.
Well, you say that first one.
Right, I think Real Madrid will beat Bayern.
I know what you're going to say.
PSG will beat Dortmund. PSG Real Madrid, and I think PSG will win. I don't want them to.
For that first ever Champions League.
And I think it'll be like Mbappe versus Real Madrid because he's going, and then Mbappe will win it before he goes.
Oof.
I
just have
icy change room next season, won't it? When he turns up at Madrid. Right. What would you say then if you're not?
I want Real Madrid to win.
It's the boring answer, and I do think it'll be Real Madrid. Yeah. Literally because I feel like when push comes to shove, they've got the players. They've got the players.
It's like the history, isn't it? It's like
control the atmosphere.
Stupid amount of times already. Like,
been there, done that. Like you've got players like Modric, you've got players like Kroos, and like people that can do that. They've been in these situations, they've been in these big games, they've been where like the backs against the wall, and they know how to get it done. And I feel like the results are proofs in the pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who do you think's the final Real Madrid PSG? Real Madrid Dortmund.
You know what? I'll be fun. I'll back Dortmund to go all the way. And then
you're going to say Real Madrid as well?
I think
all German final.
No, I think
Bayern are going to be right up for that time now. They've not got the league. They've lost that cup at the start of the season.
Yeah, I think Madrid will take it.
They haven't got a trophy in them yet.
No. It's just Harry Kane went there as the curse. That's what it is. He took Tottenham curse with it.
I hate criticising players.
But he's left England to go win trophies.
It's hard to like try to say something because like he's always performing, like his stats are there. Yeah. But then like there's something not about a trophy.
I could see him staying at Bayern next season. I could see him coming back to the Prem.
Really?
Honestly, I could see it, but I feel like he's gone.
Tottenham or like elsewhere?
No, I think he'll go to like. It depends on the quality of him. I could honestly see him at United. Depends if United brings. If you say United bring Tony in, it won't happen.
Yeah, obviously.
But if United may bring a young player,
still looking for a striker.
I think they could just bring it for experience.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 30.
I thought we would go in for him last summer.
That was one of the.
I thought it seemed like it was kind of safe for Man City. You could see him if Haaland goes, maybe bring him in. It depends.
Where does Haaland go though? Eventually, where does Haaland go? Because Madrid want Mbappe. Who else is getting Haaland? Really?
It might go back to Germany, Bayern. I don't know.
I reckon Barcelona's in the conversation literally not because they can't afford their finances are nothing, but then they'll just start. Yeah. Money will come from somewhere.
Barcelona,
honestly, it just spawns, you know. Like
it'll be one of them,
and then
Mbappe versus Haaland,
and that'll replicate the Messi and Ronaldo thing.
I mean,
La Liga will.
Not in a way because I think Mbappe's miles better than. As a
footballer, yes. As a goal scorer, no.
I wouldn't say miles better than Haaland's miles better than Mbappe.
I'm not saying that, but he's a better goal scorer, yeah.
Oh yeah, but he's a number 9, so like you kind of think. But
even still.
So what you saying? You're saying
I'm saying Madrid win the Champions League
and Dortmund in the final.
Yeah, I'm saying Dortmund go all the way just for the crack.
Dortmund don't go all the way because they're losing the final.
No, they're not going to beat Madrid. I don't think honestly. I don't think anyone beats.
I'll be supporting Madrid. I do want them to win, but I just have this feeling. The PSG, and do you know what? I could just see it like the oil back to back. Man City's won it and then PSG won it and then back to back years.
I hope not.
I feel like Real Madrid are just one of them teams that's like, that gets to the Champions League final, and it literally does not matter who they're against, they're going to win.
It's
like Liverpool,
it's their
quadruple they were going for,
yeah.
and it was Liverpool's to lose really, and Real Madrid weren't that good, and they won 1-0 out of fucking.
They got 24 shots,
and they still won it. But I'm going to go my outside of PSG. I did say PSG, Real Madrid, and I said Liverpool, Leverkusen in the Europa League. Who's actually left in the Europa League? I want to look because I think we're all just saying.
It doesn't matter because Leverkusen are winning it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's irrelevant, really, isn't it? Like, Leverkusen are going to go.
Leverkusen,
barring a huge upset. Yeah, and to be fair, Benfica as well. If Liverpool hadn't had that horror first leg against Atalanta, I'd maybe say Liverpool, but I can't see it now.
So the ones that are left are Roma, Milan, AC Milan.
Oh, okay, that's an outside.
Marseille, Benfica, West Ham, Leverkusen, Atalanta, and Liverpool. They are actually mint teams.
I was going to say that's actually a good bracket.
I think if I was going for an outsider there,
I'd say AC Milan.
Yeah, AC Milan. If Mourinho's at Roma, I'd go Mourinho. Roma.
Yeah.
Let's sack them off.
I'd go AC Milan, mate.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
Roma are winning that leg as well.
Are they?
Roma
against Milan.
Roma are winning 1-0. Benfica are winning
1-0 at the San Siro.
I don't know.
So what, Milan are going away to do it? I mean,
I have a feeling Liverpool are going to do it tonight.
Really?
Nah,
I mean, they've done it before.
I think they'll win. I think they'll win.
It's shit competition, preferably in the Champions League.
Well, you're not in either of them if you get knocked out of this, so take your pick, pal. It's not happening either way, is it?
Next year, so.
No, right, okay. Look at him,
Adam's booing behind the camera because he's got beat to you now.
Win it next year, it's fine.
It was a no-win situation. Like, if you won it, people would say, like, oh,
it's only the Europa
You're
League.
meant to win it, like, you do. Yeah. But if you don't win it,
if you get knocked out, you got knocked out of the Europa League. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, really?
I think they'll win 3-0, and I think they'll win on pens, maybe. That's an outsider shout.
If you're back on that, then
I think Atlanta are just going to.
They have to get 2 early goals.
They're going to put 11 men behind the ball, and it's going to be the most horrible football
boring match
watch
ever. Yeah.
You're going to have people scuffing and diving and kicking.
If Liverpool get 2 early goals, Liverpool will win the tie because I think Atlanta absolutely.
It's a big if. If Atlanta are going to approach it in a defensive way.
It'd be a good game either way because I think it's. See if Liverpool 3-0 you are. But Liverpool can.
I'll stick it on while I'm in it and we'll see what happens. And I mean, in the end, I'll be editing it while I'm watching it. So if Liverpool do it, I'll stick it in the edit and I'll say you're right, but I can't see it happening personally.
I'm going to back the Scouse Rats.
For once. Is there anything else to go on? I mean, I was going to, unless you've got anything else to discuss, I was going to end it just on the general question of what's next for you, for what you can foresee. What do you think's next for you?
So obviously I've got the European Championships coming up very soon. And obviously my whole world surrounding that at the moment, everything's going towards that. And then obviously that's meant to go well in my eyes. We're meant to win it.
Of course.
But then after that, obviously I've got quite a good start at the moment into the social media stuff, in regards to like content creation and stuff like that, which I do enjoy it. And that's going to be something we're going to explore in the next couple of years. And we're going to see where that goes. Because like I said, sky's the limit realistically.
Exactly.
And there's some serious stuff we can do in that scene, and I mean that's the natural step up next.
Well, I mean, there we go. I mean, that concludes.
I've really enjoyed this.
That concludes has been a really.
I love these ones when it's just like you get lads that are just like you just have a crack.
Just stay for the crack.
Just have a crack with a bit of football. It's mint, like.
That's brilliant. Well, I mean, thanks very much for your time, mate.
Thank you.
Best of luck for the upcoming European Championships. Thank you all for watching. If
you'll be able to watch us on his channel soon.
That'll be a laugh. Yeah, you'll catch us over on his TikTok doing the one glove challenge. See how that goes. It'll be absolutely horrible for us. Anyways,
charity match.
Thank you all for tuning in. I was going to get onto it, you know. If you let me breathe, I was going to get onto that. No, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to get onto our socials, and there'll be a link in the description below as well for the tickets to the Content Club charity match. It is at Raydale Park in Gretna on the 18th of May, exactly 1 month from the day that we're recording this. We want to see as many of you down there as possible. It's for Carlisle in mind. It's a very good cause that is very close to both of us. So we hope to see you all down there.
Are you coming?
When is it?
18th of May.
Will you be
away? If I'm in England, if I'm in Carlisle, I'll be there.
If I'm in England and in Carlisle, no.
Can't be asked. You should do one.
If I'm in Carlisle, definitely not. And if I'm abroad, no.
Not a chance. Thank you all very much for watching. Do all that good stuff, like and share, all the rest, and we will see you on the next episode, on the next vlog for the Last Ditch Podcast. We'll see you later.